Hello, my most amazing artist. So we are going to keep working on our Lily Wool project. Now, you're slightly ahead of your class, but that's okay. We were able to cut all our pieces out last week, but we weren't able to get them glued down. I think we'll catch up. It'll be fine. So what we want to do is we want to finish up our Lily today, or whatever you want to call your sheep. We need to add some details. We need to add what she's sewing, and then we're going to add some texture. So if you have cotton balls at your house or something you can add texture, that'd be really fun to use. It's just an option that we might get to in class. So let me make sure my colors are not weird. There we go. All right, so you'll need a black crayon, a pink crayon, some glue, and if with your glue paintbrush like we did with the Lily, we're gonna paint on our glue. Or you can use glue stick, it's up to you. And you'll need some kind of brightly colored patterned paper. It doesn't have to match your background. A little piece of wrapping paper would work. This is just a piece of scrapbook paper we have chopped up. Or if you don't have that, just another color of paper. Or you can even take a piece of white paper and make your own fabric design, that's fine too. You just need a little bit because we're gonna make some pants. So Lily in the story takes the wool from the sheep and she ends up making clothes for them. And the one thing she made first was pants. And we all thought that was really funny in class. So we're going to draw some pants. You can make them shorts. And I guess if you really wanted to make a skirt, you could too. So you kind of want to make sure your pants aren't bigger than Lily because we want her to be able to hold the pants. And then we're going to make a line. So I'm going to just show you a really simple way to make pants. So I'm drawing on the back side of my printed paper. That way if I mess up, nobody sees it. Excuse me. So I'm going to draw just a straight horizontal line. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see. Excuse me. And then I'm going to draw diagonal line coming out from each top. So just a little bit of diagonal line. Then I'm going to draw horizontal line on one side, horizontal line on another side. I'm going to put a dot about 2 fingers down from the top, and I'm going to connect my pants to my dot. And it's really that simple. If you want to add some details later, we can. I'll show you how to do that. So those are our simple pants. If you want to make a skirt, you could just make a straight line. If you want shorts, you can do that too. You also need some scissors. I don't know what I did with my scissors. There we are. So we're going to go ahead and cut this out. We're going to cut it out carefully, making sure we're rotating our paper with our steering hand, not with our scissor hand. And if your pants end up being really big or really small, that's okay. We just want to have something to show that Lily was the seamstress or the creative one in her flock or her herd. All right, so I have these crazy pants, and I'm gonna zoom back out so you can see my whole picture. All right, so we need to decide where we want our pants to live. And right now, Lily doesn't have any arms, so maybe we should take our black crayon and let's design Lily. So instead of trying to draw a really big face, I think just a little sad face or a rainbow line is a great eye to make. So I'm going to go ahead, excuse me, my allergies are acting up, and just draw like a little sad face or a rainbow line up towards the top to make her eye. You can leave it just like this, or you can add a couple lines to make eyelashes. Then I'm going to come in and make a half a smile. And I kind of like to add a little line here to show her little cheeks. You can do that, you don't have to. Well, then I want her arms to come here. We're just gonna, like in the book, she had like those stick figure arms and legs. So I'm just gonna draw a couple little lines straight at the bottom and just kind of make little check marks for feet. And then I'm gonna have her arms kind of come out at the top so she can hold my pants. All right, I can turn my pants so she's holding them like this. It's really up to you. So I'm gonna go like that. I'm gonna draw a couple little lines to make it look like she's holding it with her hands. So now I know where to glue my pants. So I'm gonna leave my pants there, but I wanna do one more thing with Lily. I want to add some rosy cheeks. So you can take a pink, I have a dark pink or a light pink, and I'm just gonna add color to her cheeks. And now my light pink didn't really show up, so I'm gonna use my darker pink. And you can mix those crayon colors, because in the book, if you remember, she always had a cute rosy cheek. All right, so I like the way Lily looks. I'm gonna go ahead and glue down my pants. So remember, we add just a couple little dot of glue, and we're gonna paint our pants. I'm getting my glue brush, and I'm just gonna paint around the edges. You can also use glue stick, but I think glue stick doesn't always stick as well as I want it to. So I'm kind of like the white liquid glue, and we're trying to use more of it in class with your class. All right, so I like my pants. I said I wanted it kind of at an angle, and I'm gonna take my fist and give it a rub. Okay, now I want it to kind of look like my pants have some stitches on it. So I'm gonna use my black crayon, I'm gonna add details. I'm gonna draw a black line at the top, like 2 black lines to make it look like where your belt loop would be. And I'm gonna add a vertical line here, like where your zipper of your pants would be. And if you wanna add some half circles, you could for pockets. I could add where I want a cuff. I'm just kind of outlining my pants to make them show up a little bit more. And I really like the way that looks. If you want yours to look different, that's okay. All right, so we have 2 things left. We're gonna add our line, because Lily was sewing pants after the wool she pulled accidentally from somebody in her herd. So I'm gonna start at the bottom of my pants. It doesn't really matter where, I'm gonna start over here, and I'm gonna make a loopy line going all the way around and behind Lily and come down. If you didn't leave any room on this side, that's okay. Maybe you start here and make a crazy loopy line and it just goes off the page. Because we want it to look like the line is attached to somebody else. So I have a little bit of room, so I'm gonna start here, and I'm just gonna make some loopy lines, because she kind of had fun with those loopy lines. And I'm gonna skip over her ear. I'm gonna skip over her tail. And I'm gonna have it look like the line goes off the paper. So it kind of looks like she was kind of dancing and twirling and it went off the paper. If you don't have room to do it over here, you can kind of come up and back around and go back off. Just kind of have fun with your loopy line. Now, we could leave Lily just like that and she's perfect and she's cute. But if you have some cotton balls, we're gonna start talking about texture. And texture is the way something feels. And cotton feels really soft. So I just took 1 cotton ball and I kind of shredded it and pulled it out a little bit. So it's a little bit bigger. And that will give me some wool for my Lily wool. You want to add some up the top here, you can. So again, you can take your glue, glue stick might not work for this, and just glue down paint down some glue, or you can ask somebody at home to help you use your glue bottle. And just really add just a little bit of glue. You don't need tons and tons of glue. And once you have your cotton ball kind of spread out, just lay it and push it into that wet glue. And you can kind of play with it once it's on to cover all that glue. And give it a good press. And now Lily has her fur. And if you want to add a little bit at the top of her head, I think maybe she needs some wool at the top, you can do that too. Try not to cover her ears, but this is your lamb or your sheep, and if you want her to have lots of woolly fur, you can. If you don't want her to have the woolly fur, you don't have to. And that's it. Once you're done, congratulations, you made our first collage I think we made this year. So take a picture of Lily or whatever you're going to name your sheep and put it up to the Google Classroom. I hope you had fun making Lily. I hope you enjoyed the story. And I hope you always find your own creativity and imagination no matter what the rest of the herd thinks. All right? Have a great one, and I will talk to you next time. Goodbye, my most amazing artist.